have never been so scared in my life. Tomorrow I'm traveling to Istanbul and I'll do my hair transplant there. It's very intimidating for me because I have never been to hospital for longer than 2 hours. So this is for all of you who suffer hair loss, and I'm not sure still whether I did the right decision, but I just want to do it. I've been suffering from hair loss since my early 20s and it's getting worse and worse every year, so this is something that I was considering for a longer period but never really made a decision to do it, and just a month ago I eventually decided to do it now or never, and I opted for Istanbul and one of the most prominent clinics there, and I'm traveling there tomorrow, so let's see how it works. Millions and millions of men are dealing with the thinning of their hair at any given period in their lifetime. Istanbul in Turkey is currently a hair transplant hub with prices that can range from $1,500 to $4,000 depending on specific sort of treatment they provide and the additional services that are included in the procedure of the surgery. Now I'm unpacked in my room in Istanbul in this pretty amazing hotel, and it's 10 p.m. currently, and tomorrow 8:30 I'm going to leave to Cab Health Clinic and start my surgery, so we'll see how it goes. I'm a bit tired and I was traveling second part of the day and I'm super excited, and I was checking my heartbeats whole day and my heart was really pumping. I hope that tomorrow everything will go well. This is the day and I'm freaking out of my mind. So scared, and I hope that all will go well, and wish me luck. Today was one of the most craziest and scariest days in my life, and I wanted to share some of the things that I experienced during the day of my hair transplant surgery. I woke up early and had breakfast, and afterwards went back to my hotel room to prepare my things for the day of the surgery, and I was really amazed by the organization of the clinic because my phone in the room rang around 8:25 and my taxi driver was already waiting for me in the front of the hotel, so I quickly repacked my things and went to taxi driver. So we left hotel as scheduled, went to clinic. I was really amazed by the energy of the people that were working there. The hospitality was top notch. Everyone wanted to say something to me. I love this situation where I have the opportunity to talk to people. This is something that is reducing stress for me a lot. I've spent 9 hours today in the clinic doing my hair transplant surgery, and everything went so well, and whole time I was receiving the input about what they are going to do in this phase of the surgery and what they are going to do next. The first thing that I needed to do before my hair transplant surgery, they gave me 2 documents that I needed to sign, and the first one was regarding the hair transplant surgery in general, what is it, and afterwards there is a sort of information about anesthesia and the contraindications that it might cause. The other one was about personal data, because they collect your personal data during the procedure, and this is the information what they are going to do with your personal data and their declaration that you need to sign. What is the key in this type of procedure is to have the full information all the time about what is going to happen, what are we currently doing, and this is something that they did very well, I would say. And whole time I was with this assistant of Ahmed Bayram, who was telling me all the time what are they going to do. After signing the papers, I went to take off my clothes and have some clothes from the clinic that I was wearing during the surgery, and they took my blood in order to see whether I have some diseases, and in order to use my blood plasma for the whole procedure, so they usually put the grafts in your blood plasma and use blood plasma afterwards. After this preparation, we went to another room where they were drawing the lines on my head where they should do the grafts, and the other parts of the head where they are going to extract these grafts. And afterwards, of course, they shaved my head for the first time in 33 years, and I was really amazed how I was looking at that moment. So is it ugly, very ugly, super ugly?
No.
Just ugly? Okay. So at this point I met all the medical staff that were supposed to be there during the surgery, and it was really nice atmosphere, I would say, and in a way it reduced my stress a lot. And this is when we switched the room and went back to the room where I was supposed to have the surgery, and the first part of the procedure started, and this was the one where they extracted the grafts from the parts back and the sides of my head that will be used for the area in which they are supposed to put these grafts. You can see bandages on my head on this donor area from which they took the grafts. They took actually 4,700 of grafts, and I was really amazed by the number, because at the very beginning the forecast was that I would need 3,500, but to be honest, I'm really glad that they could extract so many grafts from my donor area, because I would not need any more surgery even after 10 or 15 years. So they put these grafts in all parts of my head where the hair follicles were missing. So this is pretty much all-time surgery, and this is actually something that they guarantee in the document that they provide after the surgery, that states that this is a lifelong term warranty for the grafts that they did during the surgery. It will last for the lifelong time. So the first part of the surgery started, and the first thing that they did is they put anesthesia in the parts of my head where they were supposed to take off grafts. And this is probably the scariest part of the surgery, because you feel a bit of pain in the first 10 minutes of the surgery, and afterwards everything is good, because they are extracting all these grafts with a sort of machine that has a really similar sound to the machine for cutting hair. It is really relaxing, you're not feeling anything, and the whole fear stopped from the moment after I received anesthesia. I was literally a bit shaking during taking the anesthesia because of the shock. Like I said, this is my first time to go to any sort of surgery. The only thing that can be bothersome is at one point you have to be on the side with your head in order to help them take the grafts. So after like a half an hour you might feel a bit of pain in your neck, but afterwards it's gonna be easy because you change the posture of your body. I would say that this first part of the surgery lasted at least 2.5 hours while they extracted all these grafts from my donor area. To be honest, I was not tired at all, and I wanted to continue to the second part of the procedure. And the second part was all about widening my channels in this part of my head where the grafts are supposed to be put. So I didn't have any breaks before the end of the second part, and this part, I think it was as well 2 hours long to make all these channels wide enough in order to put grafts. When they finished with widening of the channels, I asked for the break, and they gave me a really nice lunch during the pause. Even though everything was super nice, everything was painless, I felt a bit of stress after leaving the surgery hall, and while going to my break I was a bit shaking. It was a sort of reaction of my organism to this totally new situation that I have never felt in my life. After my lunch break, I got back to the surgery hall, and we began the third part of the surgery. That is the longest, but I would say the easiest for me, because all the time I was laying on my back with a small pillow on my neck, so it was super easy. I almost fell asleep a couple of times during this part of the surgery, and it took at least 3.5 hours because they needed to put all these grafts in my channels, in this frontal part of the head and as well here. So they filled in all the places that were missing hair follicles. So the funniest thing about the whole procedure and the surgery was that all this medical staff, they were really having fun, enjoying their job, and they had so many conversations between each other. So I was listening to the Turkish language all the time, and I was succeeding to catch some of the phrases, to catch some of the familiar words, to recall some of the words during their conversation, and all the time I was able to ask them questions, what they were doing, what they are talking about. One more thing that's important before the surgery started, they have a huge flat screen in the operational hall, and they ask me if I want to listen to the music and what music I would like to listen to. Eventually, after the third part of the surgery was over, they helped me pack my stuff. I survived. All good. They gave me some things that I would use during the day. So the first one is a pillow for my neck. So after a surgery, first night you should not lay on your head. So you should use the pillow in this way and, you know, just put head on this part of the pillow. This is probably the most bothering thing. So you have to sleep like this only for the first day, so all the wounds can heal a bit and so you don't distract anything that was made during the surgery. Besides that, I got some medications that I need to take after the surgery, and the prescription and the detailed explanations, what do I drink, which parts of the day, before breakfast, after meals, etc., how many of the tablets and everything. And of course I got the medications and shampoos, things that I will use afterwards. Besides that, they will monitor my progress. 2 hours after the surgery, I'm supposed to take a photo of my head and send it to them, so they are assured that everything is okay. And for 2 days I'm going to the clinic once again in order to wash my head for the first time after the surgery and explain me how should I do that in the following days and months. Give me clear directions how to take care of my hair. As you may see, I survived the surgery and it all went really well, and I'm a sort of proud on myself because I was super scared before the surgery and I didn't know whether I did a good decision in order to come to Istanbul and have this sort of surgery. But to be honest, now I'm happy, and I suppose that I will be even more happy in the following weeks and months when I'm going to see the effects of the surgery. After the long and exhausting day, I decided to order the room service and eat something before I go and rest for a bit. I'm ready to sleep. Good night. And here I am 2 weeks after the surgery. You may see the very first results of the FUE hair transplant done in Cap Health in Turkey. These grafts will fall off in the following weeks, and afterwards in the following months the new hair will grow. I will put the link to the Cap Health clinic in the description of this video, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to give the support to my hair transplant by liking the video and subscribing to the channel, and see you in some of the next videos. Bye!